Alrighty, so finally it's time to test the car's performance on a racetrack. We have flying start coming up there, as you can see. This is the Bogan, the very first car that we're gonna test today, and we will do 3 laps. You know, I'm gonna try and push for each lap, but the first one is more of just to get to know the car better, and then the second is gonna be, okay, so how far can I push it, and the third one is gonna be, okay, so with my current knowledge, how good of a time can I get with it. So, let's get right into it, I guess. Start, and go. Ooh, that's a nice sound, actually. I haven't listened to the sounds yet, I should have in the automation part, but I forgot. Okay, it looks a bit understeery, but at least it's not spinning like my car did. That was a horrendous driving experience. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's very understeer, actually. I'm having troubles taking it around the corners. Yeah, of course I'm gonna reset the car after each lap because the damage might actually influence its performance. So yeah, I haven't driven this game all that much, so I need to get used to it from the GTA handling that I got used to. How do I look back on the car again? Okay, this is the start. Okay, sorry, let me just try this again because I still need to get used to the controls. If I can get anything better than this one, that should be a good result, I feel like. Definitely can do better than what I did so far. There we go, that was a pretty much perfect corner this time. No, don't go to the... Oh god damn it. Okay, we're still good. Barely scratched the side, it shouldn't have given any damage, so it should be alright. Yeah, don't go full throttle, that should save you. No, don't spin. There we go. Okay, nice. Tap the brakes a bit. A bit. Don't lose grip, and there we go, back to the straight. Cheeky cut there. A bit of drifting. Never hurts. Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Okay, I think I improved even more on the uptime. That was a 1:25.265. Let me just quickly load it down and I see you back in with the next car. Alright, our next car on the list is a Surferboi, which according to the current moment, and it's probably gonna stay that way because it's pretty overwhelming victory, is the victor of the design contest. So I'm supposing most people are gonna be interested how this car performs. So yeah, let's get right into testing that. Has a bit of a low rumbling noise. It's like a sleeper almost. It's a bit muffled, but I don't mind it, I mean, I guess. Looks to have a much higher top speed than the previous car. But it's understeer as well. Okay, final test round. I think I got a feel for it. Basically, you need to think very early in advance how you want to take your corners, and then you should survive. Otherwise, you are probably as good as dead. Yes, I realize I could probably push it even more in certain sections, but you know, each car gets 3 laps of testing, and that's the rule. So if I'm not feeling confident enough with the car to push it more, then you know, maybe screw up the entire test run, and I'm not gonna push it more. So I'm gonna cut this down because I'm already way outside of the proper racing line, so I might as well. through them there. I guess that makes up for my previous cutoff. I imagine people are gonna be mad at me for cutting that off and then maybe won't do it with other cars, but you know, I'm kind of just trying to salvage and get as much of a good time as I can with the car, or out of the car. So yeah, you need to keep those in mind. Then again, probably got it less here because the suspension doesn't really like me going off-road. No, don't go off-road, don't go off-road, don't go off-road. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be a 1 minute 23.810. Okay, so this is a bit better lap time than the previous car, only 2 seconds or so. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, the Stringer. This is, I think, probably one of my favorite looking cars in the bunch. What plate is especially winning my heart here. So yeah, I'm curious about how this will perform. That's an interesting sound for a muscle car. I would expect this from like a high-end sports car or supercar. So it has a weird revving thing. Yeah, first corner test, how understeer oversteer it is. Oh, it's actually pretty good in corners. I might not need to. Oh well. I spoke too soon again. I'm actually very tired of testing this car. I couldn't get a single whole second lap in because I kept screwing it up at different portions of the track. Or parts of the track, rather. I really just, now at this point I just want to get one lap done where I don't screw up in any corner and don't go over cones and whatnot. This car is very unpredictable, actually. Like it makes you believe that it has the grip, and it does have the grip, at least better than the last two cars. But then it just does its own thing in the corners anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I don't want to go off-road with it too much. Like, it's very hard to describe, and like just watching me like drive this car is probably not really doing it justice, because you know it looks like I could probably do a much better job with it, but at the same time I need to be very careful with handling it because it's just so unpredictable and I don't know what it's gonna do to me. Like it can snap oversteer at any moment, even if I'm going in a straight line pretty much, and then braking in a line, even if it's, you know, like a what do you call this, like a careful braking, it still might give you the middle finger and then just say, okay, no, your lap is screwed now. Anyway, one more corner. Let's keep this going. So if this gets a good lap time, that's pretty much all due to its grip. What's happening here? Okay, it actually got a pretty decent lap time. 1:23.627. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, here is the, I think, Firebird? Or was it Firebird? I'm sorry, I already forgot its name. I just saw it in a second ago, but my memory isn't the best. I know this is the one that didn't really have the real lights on. I think that was because it was made with modded parts. But anyway, let's see how this car performs, shall we? That's a great sound, actually. This doesn't really doesn't even try to hide that it's a muscle car. It's very, like the acceleration is very snap oversteery, so you need to be careful, I think, with it. It's not understeer at all, it's more oversteer, but at the same time probably actually will allow me to do some stuff better than the other cars. So, final lap. Basically, this car is the opposite of the other three in the sense that this is oversteery instead of understeery. It can corner well, but you need to be very careful with your throttle control and your braking and whatnot, so it needs like a full-on coordination between turning, braking and throttling. And that's a front bumper gun. I don't think it will affect my performance all that much though. A bit of off-roading there. Brake early, brake early, brake early, brake early, don't. God damn it. This is what I'm talking about, this keeps spinning out all the time on me, even if I'm not going off-road. Anyway, we are still going. Brake early, again. Got the corners there a bit. sections and we should be Gucci. Brake early again. Don't let the oversteer get over you. Ha! That was a bad one. No, don't go forward. No, god damn it. Keep it going. Okay, there we go. I almost screwed it up there. Come on. 2, 3. I think it's just a bit better than the previous car. Or maybe just a bit worse, I don't know, but still, it's pretty close. Yeah, cars seem to be pretty good, pretty well balanced so far. Okay, let's move to the next one. Alright, we are back with another car. Let's see how this one performs. God, I didn't expect this strong of a sound from this. This looks more on the tame side, but no, it's actually the polar opposite of that. It is very vicious. It has a lot of top speed to it, Jesus. How about cornering? Yeah, cornering doesn't really match up to the top speed. I mean, in the sense that it doesn't corner well. At least I didn't need to start it over after the first corner because I didn't crash. Always nice. Then I crashed here. Perfect. Okay, let's start over. Yeah, okay, so next time I think I'm gonna be asking for a time attack challenge because off screen you don't see that, but I was going around in these and pretty much all of these cars previously, and you're just trying to get the best lap out of them on the third one. And then when I crash into a wall, I just kind of have to reset that because, you know, I just don't want the owners to be disappointed by my performance. And I like, you know, Lord may see my soul, but I try my best to not crash these cars, but they just still crash on me at random moments, which I don't feel like I deserve. So yeah, awesome cars might not have been the greatest of plans to test, especially not on a track like this. And again, I don't know if there's any better track to test muscle cars. Maybe I just put them against each other in a drag race or something, because that's honestly the best thing that they are good for. Can you please not step over steer? Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just being careful with this car because it just killed me so many times earlier in corners that I just don't even wanna count anymore. Throttle control, don't spin, don't spin, don't spin, don't spin, don't spin, don't spin, don't spin. Keep it going, there we go. Dear Lord. These have been such a handful to drive. I'm guessing that's the best lap so far. 121.352. Okay, we are about halfway done with the cars. Oh, that's an intense sound. Oh god. Okay, that's surprisingly strong. It corners pretty well. Might have spoken too early again. Yeah. Time when I'm saying stuff like, oh, this car isn't that bad as this and this one, I kept being proven wrong, because this car has probably the worst combination of braking tolerance and cornering. Like, you just need to be so mindful like how much you can allow for yourself in the corners and in the braking zones, because this car is gonna kill you at the very first opportunity that you provide it to have. Or even if you don't provide it to have one, it will still make it one, I guess. So yeah, if you think that I'm driving way too carefully on this lap, then you know the reason why. This car wants to kill me. And I have had way too much screwed up attempts at doing a proper lap in this one to try and screw up this as well. Okay, just brake early, brake a lot, don't carry too much speed in the corners. Bugger. Brake early, tap the brakes, don't lock them up. Tolerance is very low. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I might sound a bit tired or frustrated at this point because I am tired and frustrated. Bit of off-roading there as usual. Please don't spin out on the last corner. Total control, okay. It's full on straight now. Got a pretty good time, but that's probably because of its top end speed. Its cornering is really nothing to be, you know, envious about. Yeah, that's it raced very easily, as you can see. Anyway, next car. All right, we got ourselves probably the least muscle car looking muscle car in this competition coming up. Yeah, the sound doesn't really warrant a muscle car look-alike either. I'm really curious how this will perform in terms of handling. Seems to be stable, but then again I was proven wrong by my statements earlier by pretty much every single car. It's gotten worse and worse after each and every one of the cars. Yep, this seems to be a bit oversteer happy. At this point I have no idea what does this to the car, but basically it doesn't turn well. Like, not in a sense that it cannot turn, it can turn, but it turns way too much. Like, if you wanna get it around the corner, then it keeps the input that you gave it, like, you know, turn right, turn left, and then just keeps it on until it actually oversteers into and spins out. So I need to be extremely careful with it. Like, I'm threading a needle right now, just, you know, kind of trying to hit the biggest speed that I can allow myself in the corners without spinning it out, because it's just that unpredictable and wild. See, again, try turning out. I'm not gonna start the test over because of this. I'm gonna keep going because I can't be arsed to do it anymore. Sorry. Whoever made this car, something is wrong with the handling. I can just drive it in BeamNG if you don't believe me. It's gonna act like this, and it's gonna not like you. Let's just say that. Stop. Like, I've spent way too much time testing this car at this point, and I just couldn't get a single good lap out of it. I couldn't get a lap out of it, to be honest, because I kept starting it over when I spun out in a random corner at the beginning. So this is the first time I actually get this far with it. And I'm still, you know, scared by it even when I go into the final corner. So yeah, this one is not gonna win anything. So 124. And that's still the best time that I've ever gotten with it, or could have gotten with it, because I didn't crash at least. Anyway, next car. Alright. Next car. This has an interestingly high suspension. I'm really scared of it when it comes to corners. High suspensions don't usually act well in corners. Just be careful about it now. I feel like I'm being deceived by how it's cornering. It doesn't do too badly, but it's super understeery, so I feel like it's just waiting for its moment to snap oversteer at some point, because that's what usually cars like this do. I need to be very careful. I feel like a change in terms of the official rules is necessary, because I realized that this car, that basically for every single car so far I gave more than 3 laps if you add it together. I haven't finished 3 laps with any of them pretty much. Well, okay, that's probably not true, but still I only finished 3 laps with like 1 or 2 maybe. The thing is, what I'm doing right now is that, okay, can I actually get a clean lap with the car? And if I can, I'm just gonna keep that clean lap as the 3rd lap, the official 3rd lap as it is, and then you will see how that went. This car does not like accelerating out of corners all that much. It kind of goes oversteer in low speed stuff and then understeer in high speed stuff. But again, I'm not willing to give it any more chances. I'm just wanna get a clean lap with it and then see how that performs against the others. Doesn't really, you know, perform super well in terms of top speed either. And then since the cornering is so bad or unpredictable rather, I don't think it would matter all that much anyway. This is not gonna be a class beater or a race winner in terms of performance. I still wanna get even just at least though, because by giving it a clean lap once. Throttle control, stutter control, please don't spin on me. There we go, okay, nice. And just throttling into the last corner. Yeah, this was not really a fast car, let's be honest. Okay, next one. Okay, I think this is the third last car. You see, this also kind of looks off for a muscle car, but probably less so than that Lamborghini style car. Yeah, I'm curious how this will perform. This has a pretty long wheelbase. I don't know if that will affect its cornering ability. Yeah, it's still understeer as hell. It's more stable, but it's understeery. Like, I could just see it from how it could handle off-road. Yeah, I can easily. It's easier to correct my mistakes in it, so I guess it's a bit more forgiving. Anyway, so yeah, top speed seems nothing major, but it seems alright for this car. Understeer is what you need to be careful for, careful of rather. As you can see, I'm full on throttling it to the left and then it barely turns, and then it likes to still like corrugate itself into wrong places. Again, doesn't turn at all. I think it's partly because of the long wheelbase. Still, I've been trying for a bit too long to not try and make this the lap that counts. It doesn't snap oversteer at least, not that much. Understeer city. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it off here. Keep it going straight, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's very understeer, even in like low speed corners. It's weird. The previous cars didn't understeer, they just kind of spun out when it was low speed cornering. God damn it. Okay, I guess we are going this way then. Okay, take the last corner, please. This wasn't really that fast either. I mean, it was alright to ride, but it wasn't that fast. Okay, so... Ooh. This looks to be a bit of a sleeper as well. Oh god, it does not like to turn. Or maybe... it's understeery, but I prefer understeer over oversteer. That was a handful or mouthful to say. Can't say I hate it, and the sound of it is actually pretty good. I like this deep rumbling sound that it has. Okay, so this car, how do I describe it? It makes you feel insecure because of how wobbly its suspension is. As you can see, it's kind of wobbling about, and how, you know, it kind of starts going into an under or oversteer, but then in the end it kind of does things better than you would expect it to do. So it's weird. Like, I'm being careful with it because it doesn't make me feel safe at all. as you can see here. It can still, you know, steer out and stuff, but at the same time, it's not that bad. Like, it could be much worse. It's probably the suspension's fault, to be fair. I mean, top speed is fine, acceleration is fine, sound is pretty good actually, I like the sound. Braking is fine, cornering is also somewhat fine. But then again, it's just the overall, you know, things add up together and not being the safest feeling in the world that you can have. God damn it. Okay, we're still going. Let's get this lap. Good one. We just lost our bumper, I think. Yeah, it's just a bumper. Did it actually beat all the cars by this much? All the cars got like 120 something. This got a 112. That's so weird. Okay, let's move on to the last car. Okay, and this is our final car from the test. And this has a very unique sound, which kind of is a mixture of a sports car and a muscle car, I think. But its low speed grip and everything is also not the most pleasant experience. It might be just that, you know, since all of the cars are kind of, you know, quirky or weird in their own way, it might be just, you know, BeamNG handling automation cars in this way. I mean, this is still not the worst I think I have driven. Okay, so last car, last lap. This car is weird. It likes understeering. I'm probably gonna say that at every single car that it's weird. It likes understeering and oversteering at the same time. So when you go a bit too high speed, it doesn't turn. If you go a bit too low speed and try to turn, it turns way too much, like here. Yeah, like, it doesn't wanna keep straight. And again, seeing its performance, even though its top speed isn't that bad, neither the acceleration, it won't gonna come close to the previous car that I had, because that car was just some oddly like good mix of cornering and top speed. So yeah, I'm just trying to get a clean lap with this car because it's not easy to drive. I would say it's probably the third hardest car to get around the track without spinning out or just crashing into a wall, which is not a good ratio. I mean, we had like 11 cars, so you know. But yeah, I think instead of saying, you know, for each car, okay, so this is weird to drive, or, you know, this is bad because of this and that, I feel like that's just kind of how BeamNG drives cars on automation, from automation altogether. I haven't tried driving BeamNG cars that was, you know, designed to BeamNG. I probably should actually, but then again, I'm way too much used to GTA and Forza handling cars. So yeah, this isn't the last, but this is definitely not the first car either. Alright, so the previous car won, so congratulations to that car. You won the performance test. And then Beach Boy car won the cosmetic test so far, or cosmetic challenge or competition. So yeah, thank you very much for entering, I hope you liked it, and if you want to see more of this, then subscribe and tell me in the comments what type of challenge or what kind of theme should we give for the next competition. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.